Okay, so this is my ticket listing using the new ticket design. We really like this one because of the custom filters. My default, when we go to the ticket page here, is one that I created called default no filter. So there's no filters applied. It's just all the ticket listings, no matter what their status is and what they're for. So this is easy to search for a ticket ID or a customer name or a status. Our technicians know the first thing they do is they check for rush or same day tickets. So we do first come, first serve when people are dropping off work. Our queue is generally about a week. So we tell the customer, hey, it's about a week wait time. Is that okay with you, or are you in a hurry? And if they're in a hurry, then our rush service is an extra charge, but then it skips the queue. So we assign the status as this rush priority service, and then their ticket gets looked at first before the rest of the queue. So when the techs get in the morning, they hit the filter for rush or same day. We also have integrated with Slack using Zapier. So when we create a new rush or same day ticket, there's a Slack notification that gets blasted saying, hey, there's a new rush ticket that's been checked in. So just as an extra heads up. After that, there is the working filter. So the working filter is just everything else. So it's in, let's look here, in progress, pending, warranty, customer replies, same day, rush, needs attention, needs to call a customer. Might put that under needs estimate too. So those ones are for anything that's in the queue. So the technicians would scroll down to the bottom of the list and look at what the oldest one is. If they're picking up a new job to start, they just go to the bottom of this list and they start working on the oldest ticket. So that's how we manage those and keep track of what's happening. I have my due dates and times set to the same day. You can see the created date, like April 4th at 3:17 p.m. The due date, April 4th at 3:13 p.m. That's interesting, but we just have the due date set to immediately because we only prioritize if a customer's paying for a rush service. And I highly recommend you do that too if you've been thinking about it, because it does really well for us. Those rush fees, we charge $59 for a rush fee, and a lot of people are happy to pay it. So that's really easy revenue for us. So aside from these filters, when there are parts that are coming in, for example, like waiting for parts, I've got a filter here for follow-up. So there's our follow-up, and you can see there's waiting for parts or waiting on customer are some of my filters or the statuses that I've created. So the waiting on customer ones, I go through this every day or every couple days and call them because we're waiting on information for them, or waiting on approval for work. So I call those customers. The waiting for parts ones are in there automatically. When you create a special order or add parts to a ticket, and then you have to put them on a PO. So then once they get received, RepairDesk automatically puts them back to in progress. But what we actually do is the receiver will receive the part. He'll print a label for it, stick it on there so that there's a ticket label on the part, and then they'll leave a note in the ticket that the part's been received and it's in the bin, or it's with the customer device. And then we have a ticket status for needs technician attention. So when they're looking at the working queue, there is a needs technician attention status, which shows up in bright purple. So they know to take a peek at that one. If they're scrolling through the list looking for a job, they'll click on that ticket and go into it and see what's up. And if there's a part that's arrived for it, then they'll immediately know that, yeah, we can take on that job now. Aside from that, I have like the follow-up statuses. Quality control is another good one. So anytime we finish a job, we put it into this quality control status. The device then gets put over on the shipping and receiving area, and what we do is we have a second person, not the tech who worked on it, but someone else, goes over the ticket and they check the original notes. They check that parts were added correctly, that the price of the service was added and updated correctly, and then they actually test the unit. They read what was supposed to be done, they read what the original problem was, and then they put it through this quality control process to make sure that we didn't miss anything. And that saved us quite a few times from sending something out the door that wasn't properly fixed, which then would result in the customer bringing it back and being unhappy or whatever. So that's been really good for us, is having this ticket status of quality control. After that, schedule is for our scheduled appointments, like we do one-on-one support in store or on-site or remote sessions. There's a couple in there. So those are scheduled, and again, we use Zapier to, when something is set to one of these support or on-site visits, Zapier grabs the information and puts it into our Google Calendar, and it also sends a Slack notification. And I think that's about it. So the refurb status is for all our device refurbs that are for the store. So those ticket status filters that are in here, that are totally customizable, you pick and choose what you want to be in there, and date ranges and such, have been super handy for keeping on top of all these tickets and making sure that they're getting done in the proper order according to the date and according to their status of rush. So you could create things like that too if you've got jobs that are in not in a hurry, and some that are need to be created same day, or some that get priority, or for whatever reason whatsoever. You can create these custom statuses and then filter by them, and you just have to train your staff to look at them in the right way. And once they do that, it didn't take us long at all to get used to this, and so all my guys now immediately follow those processes and we get things done. And I don't think we've actually, we don't forget about any of these things that are rushes. The other thing we do for a rush ticket is we have some red masking tape and we put it on the computer, and then we put the ticket label over top, so it's also a visual indicator of when something is a rush. So between those two things, it's easy to keep track of them. Anyway, sorry for the rant. I hope this helps.